also help his defense. I remember when I fought the fight when he fought Victor Ortiz,
Oh,
and
yeah, that
then
fight.
that
Victor
fight.
did get frustrated. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh.
He's like, and he said like, hey, and, say like, and he touched go, boom. I think it was his first real knockout, and I
Hmm.
saw that fight. I mean, you get frustrated if you don't have the mindset of saying this man has a certain style, like
Hmm.
Muhammad Ali. How when he fought, he had the rope a dope because he used to take, your late George Foreman, God bless him, he's passed. He
Hmm.
just hit him out, so he's lead on the rope and just take his like the rope absorb his weight, and he bounces back, and he wore out Foreman because Foreman was a big dude. He's knocked out a lot of people. That's the thing is, I think a lot of fighters need to take, and used to be back in the day, coaches and trainers were have fighters watch tape and watch classic fighters, and
Hmm.
see how they move, and maybe bring that into their training, you know.
Hmm.
But like I said, it's just the thing with women is that people are not comfortable with it. Like with the scene idea of women fighting, there's I like a while back, me and my friend we did a little review of a movie. It was called Queen of the Ring. It was about a professional wrestler by the name of Mildred Burke, and she was being a wrestler back in the 30s, where women couldn't wrestle women; they had to wrestle
Hmm.
men in carnivals. But then
Hmm.
after the time, she changed the rules of it. Women could wrestle women because one back then, those times they felt like women wrestling each other were being kind of sexualized.
Hmm.
But if you're a person who's into this fighting game, and there's always a that this guy's going to flip it and kind of sexualize it because they like the idea of seeing violence in women. But this is y'all athletes, you two athletes going for a goal to win, to get titles, to to really find success in a sport was very male dominated.
Masculine. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, masculine.
Being a woman in this sport, in the combat sport, not just boxing, MMA, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, that is why we women are in a male dominant sport, because we also have masculine energy and we need to release that energy somehow through the sport, through an art, through something. So we choose that sport, and I think, and I believe, talking in my experience, you have to be able to find the balance when you need to be masculine and when you need to be feminine. And I think that is big part of the taboo of women's fighting, because we are we're feminine, so feminine is associated kind of with sexuality, sexy things, whatever. And then you see a woman fighting. There is, and so there is a balance that you have to keep between. You see great women fighters that they look like a man. The hair, their attitude, the way they talk, they walk, the way they fight, but they are always in that energy. And maybe they are not that marketable, and no people know them that much because they don't want to see a woman that look like a man. They want to see a feminine woman. And that's the thing. You are feminine, but you also can be masculine when you need. And that's the perfect
Hmm.
balance that you need to find.
Yeah, because right here we post a little video of her doing a little hitting the heavy bag, and this is training. This is women's training. But then there's some guys clicking the mind. They're saying, she's attractive, she got these muscles, she's sexy, she's sweaty. They get turned on by it. But this is you
Mhm.
training, and this is wow. This is. Wow. Wow. That's a big truck.
That's a big truck.
That's a big truck. Yeah, I think it's a
So I
Ford.
did that yesterday. And a really exciting experience, modeling cars. I
Yeah, I
love it.
mean, Brad.
I model
Brad.
everything.
You have a lovely wife. I'm just gonna say that, sir. I just say that, I mean,
I know
that's
that.
yeah, that's a good thing because y'all two have a great relationship. He's there helping you in your process. You're helping him. I mean, it's good to have give and take and understand your roles. Now, even though you're a fighter, you're still his wife, and
Hmm.
and to stand behind somebody in the sport. I know it's tough, especially seeing someone you love go into a
It
situation,
is.
possibly getting hurt, and then Brad got hurt a while ago, but your baby him taking care of him. But that's the thing about when anybody get into any kind of sport, be it boxing, be it bodybuilding, be it wrestling, be it just any sport that's considered the norm for men but not the norm for women. But
Hmm.
women have done strides. People like Venus Williams, that's one of my Venus Serena Williams. I love Venus. I mean Serena. I was a fan of Serena. Bad. And so many other women in like Olympic level competitors, like look at Shakari Richardson and Simone Biles. Still they're not as getting as much as you come financial wise compared to the men,
Hmm.
because always going to be like just like in bodybuilding.
Right. Hmm.
I say this that the guys who wear the banana hammers and board shorts, they get more money than the women who's wearing the
Yeah.
clothes and suits and the high heels because they get a lot more attention. I
Hmm.
mean, but this is the thing: you do the sport because you love it.
Hmm. Yeah. It's the passion behind, and in every discipline, in every sport, there is something that you potentialize in yourself. There is something inside of you that is being fed, like maybe your ego, maybe your creativity, maybe your ideas. Like there is different things that can be fed through the sport, and it opens up your personality too. Your true self.
Hmm. So right now, can you believe it? It's the eighth month of August. 2025 just seemed like it started now. We're about halfway through. Are there any upcoming fight plans for you, or is just waiting on the call?
I'm gonna fight the next week, August 15th. I'll be fighting in Philly.
Oh,
And then August 31st, I'm gonna be fighting in Phoenix. So shout out to my people that is around there. I'm gonna be fighting there in Philly next week, and next 2 weeks later, I'll be fighting in Phoenix.
it's a quick turnaround. Usually,
Hmm.
most fighters wait to maybe good 3 4 months or more before the next fight. But going to Philly, where has a history of boxing, a lot of fighters come out of there. Phoenix is, I think, starting to grow.
Hmm.
Is when it comes to boxing. There's a show coming up. I think in September. It's called The Rising Phoenix. It's one of the biggest bodybuilding shows for women. It's exclusively all women, no men, all the divisions. That are there. I watch that show. I follow it. I'm a big fan of it. Um, like I said, really women, like I said, I grew up with three older sisters and my mother. And I worked in textiles with women and I worked in strip club with women. So, you know, women, I see different aspects from the mother sisters to the women I work with and the ladies who are shaking the booty to make their money. But I understand they're doing that because it's the way to make a living for themselves. And
Hmm.
everybody, has to understand that, you know, what's you consider your idea of what woman is or what femininity is different from everybody else.
Hmm. There is a story behind each one. Maybe the ones who box, maybe the one who MMA, maybe the one who is straight. Everyone has a reason behind, an history behind, so that has to be respected, independent of opinions or not.
Yeah, like this is they were saying, everybody, if opinions like assholes, everybody has one. So,
Yeah, that's true.
yeah,
Like the couch criticizers.
yeah. And the thing is, people, this is why I say this: you can only live for yourself. You can't live for somebody else.
Hmm.
If you don't like something, here, don't pay no attention to it. Somebody likes it. Brad likes it. My man KL likes it. There's people who likes it, who's entertained by
Hmm.
either women in the fight game, women in the bodybuilding game, women in any kind of sport. But there's still always the people who just, as I said again, make the comments, who's always making assumptions. And here's the thing: when you assume, you make an ass out of you more than me. Honestly, doing this content and talking to you ladies from different worlds, I really learned something. And
Hmm.
often, sometimes it's as my other guy says, I just do. I'm just a agent of anarchy and chaos. But I get to learn something from women like you, Flo. And I want to tell you something, Flo, before I leave. I want to tell you something. You are beautiful. I'm sorry about him. I'm trying to take care of him, but he completes me. So, so
It's a cycle.
yeah, that's the virgin. I grew up with the old Cesar Romero from the old Batman series. Jack Nichols came along, he was great, but when Heath came along, he just took it, he ran with it. He just took it to another level. I just love the when he talks, and the anarchy and the chaos. He's just a dog chasing cars. He doesn't know what to do. He gets one, but we're not going to hold too long. She got to take care of old Brad here, and get ready for upcoming fights. I mean, again, I enjoyed the opportunity to talk to someone in the fight game. I've ladies, I've talked to ladies MMA, also bare knuckle. Would you ever consider any of those if you feel like boxing not going well for you?
My husband say no, bare knuckle. I had an offer, the money were good, and he like, listen, I don't want you to get caught. And it's more easy for you to get caught in bare knuckle. And I truly believe I can do great, because it's a feast. Or you have to punch different, because if you punch in certain parts of your body, you can break your knuckle, you can break your hand. So you have to be really aware and sneaky with your punches and bare knuckle. There is parts that you cannot punch because you're gonna break your hand and hurt yourself. And I would love to have that challenge, but I can't fight with my husband later.
Yeah, yeah, you can't fight with Brad because, and I've interviewed, if you know, I interviewed Brittany Hart, who's a top, one of the top
Yeah,
champions in
I
BKFC.
have a
Interview,
story about her.
yeah, ooh, that's an interesting story. You want to share, it, you want to keep between us.
No, I want to share it. So when I was ready to do my pro debut last year, they offered me to fight her. And I was, oh, she's a bare knuckle champion. I'm down to it. And for some reason, whatever the fight didn't happen, I switch opponents. I was so excited because I like, bro, I'm being waiting for so long. I'm gonna have my pro debut with someone that is a legend in other sport. Yes, I'm fucking down for it. And didn't happen. I hope. Well, I don't know if she's still boxing, but I respect what she's doing, bare knuckle, because she's doing her thing and she's being consistent with it.
Yeah, I think she's having a fight over in Sturgis in I think South Dakota. Her and Taylor Sterling, they fought before. I've interviewed a lady who fought her before, Melody Shea. Great lady, she's from Great Britain. I also know ladies this weekend she's gonna fight. Her name is Courtney. Uh, Cameron. He's going to fight in BKF, no, BBY. It's another bare knuckle association. That same is she gonna fight that Saturday when you have your fight on that Friday. But
Hmm.
yeah, everybody has to find the things that work for them as a fighter. Also, the
Hmm.
aspects of training and understanding. Bare knuckles tough. I know. I think Brad don't want to look like, hey, hey, yo, Brad, baby, you wanna
Let me
kiss me,
tell you my
baby?
story.
Yeah, go ahead.
When I meet Brad, I said like, "Hey, listen, I'm a fighter. That's what I do." Um, that's it. And like every day, like for the first 2 3 months, been working. I'm like training twice, 3 times a day. And he called me like, "Hey, what you doing? Like, I can't talk right now. I'm training. Talk to you later. Bye." And like, well, we keep in that same rhythm for a couple of times, a couple months, and then he like, why are you always training? Like I say, I'm telling you, I'm a fighter. I feel like, oh yeah, everyone is a fighter in Vegas, and everyone is a coach in Vegas. And it's like I'll show him my page, like I'm a fighter. I do this for a long time. And then he like, oh shit, my wife is a fighter. Like it took him a little bit to understand that I really was a fighter. And then he told me like, the hard part about this is that everybody sees me as a fighter and just another part of me. The fast flow,
Folks, I don't know if I'm
all myself,
having
my
I don't know if I'm having technical difficulties on my end or on hers. Let me know, folks, because she was here. It might be my end. I hope not. I think it's her end. Yeah, because I'm looking here on my YouTube channel. She must be freezing up somewhere. Well, folks, in the next few minutes, we might
oh
just. Oh, there you go.
yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know what happened.
yeah. I
I
think
just
it
was
might be.
talking here.
I think sometimes because y'all are out west, your weather can get funny, because the heat and stuff. And sometimes I've done
That
interviews with ladies from.
110 here in Vegas is awesome.
It's that dry heat because y'all see. I live in North Carolina. We're a coastal city. We get that humidity. We just had some rain that hit this afternoon.
I was there like a month ago. I fought there. No, no, in South Carolina. I fought.
Yeah, yeah. We usually get hurricanes back. I went to a friend of mine was opened a booth for the bodybuilding show. I went there. I went to Tampa, and I tell you, oh my God, yeah, that humidity. I mean, it's just.
Yeah, my
I'm not.
country's like the humid. It's like ah. The
Yeah,
hair, the sweating. Yeah.
I'm a
Vegas,
big
what I
too.
like about Vegas is dry. So,
Yeah,
or you're sweating or you're not.
yeah. That dry heat's kind of bearable. It's just, but we have that humidity and the water in your ear, you feel like you're walking. If you go outside, you feel like you're walking inside of a hot pot. And I'm a big man too, so I might start melting. And people say he's melted. He's a ghetto snowman made with dirty
Mm.
snow. I mean that's my concern. But like I said, I'm real tolerable because my mom was around. She used to keep the heat up, and my body had to either adapt or die, so I had to adapt. But she was there. That was my woman. I took care of her, and I miss her. So we're not going to hold her much too longer. She took time out here and talked with me, and she is a lovely lady. I would say that. I saw her stuff. I saw her boxing stuff too, but then the other stuff, I looked at it. I said, wow, like especially the one with the boxing gloves. I mean,
That was bad idea. I was so shy. I was like, should I? I'm bro, like, listen, this is for the guys, not for the ladies.
yeah,
I was
it's
like,
okay.
okay, let's do it, bro. Like, we'll just do it.
Yeah, the guys like say, hey, guys, guys love shit. Like we do. We love like lovely, sexy women. Especially if you're doing like if you like boxing clothes, something like that, because that's how because sex sells. That's the fact of it.
Hmm.
It's
It is,
unavoidable
yeah.
because even though men we're not the majority of the population, but we're the ones who buy certain things and do certain things. Women they have their things they like. They like something very soft and pretty and feminine like that. But guys, we love, sometimes there's situations that, sports outrage sex. Because some guys say, hey, your wife say, hey, baby, it's time for nighttime. Say, no, I'm watching the game. It's the Bulls versus the Pacers. I can't miss this game. You can you
Yeah.
just do what you just do what you got to do. I'll be
I'll tell
there.
you later.
Yeah, I'll be there later because but that's the mentality of especially not just people in America, but people all over the world. Everybody has, even though we have different societies, different ways, but we do share some things in common.
Yeah. Some things are universal,
Yeah, it's just
Power,
that.
money, sex is kind of universal.
Yeah, I wish I had more one or the other, but
You're
so
funny.
yeah, thank you. I try to be entertaining and informative at the same time, and I love talking. Like I say, Mr. Brad, sir, I appreciate you, sir, for Bradley, sir, Mister. Let me talk to your wife, your woman, respectfully. Thank you, sir. Thank you for coming here. Like I said, man, I'm a Southern gentleman. One of my favorite characters from a movie called Tombstone. My man Doc Holliday. Daisy if you do, Daisy if you don't. But I ain't no Daisy. But folks, if you want to check out, she said her fight's coming up. It's in when's your first fight?
August 15 in Philly. I'm gonna
In
be fighting
Philly.
in Philly.
Philly, the Philly move. So go check it out. And also, next fight is going to be in Phoenix, and check them out because especially support the fighters who go out there. It's a pay per view. Watch it. Get the opportunity because these fighters get attention. And if you're someone out there who is interested in promoting her, sponsorship does help. But guys,
Yes.
we don't want these weird guys. Hey, there, Flo. I know that guy. You make me a little flow too. So if you no stop that, just sick freak. Go ahead and say, Miss Pajares, you have an interesting story about yourself, your background, your commitment, your passion for fighting. We are looking to sponsor athletes, especially women like yourself, who enjoy what you do. So if we have a product that works with you in your process as a fighter, and you're interested in maybe being part as a brand ambassador, let us know. We're happy to sign with you and help you out, and also have a good exchange in a relationship in business.
Mhm. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Always is great to receive opportunities. It's great.
Yeah, sign the contract, baby. You get the game,
And some
but
content.
but like I said, folks, we're not gonna hold much too longer. We're gonna say, you have anybody you want to shout out before we let you go?
Well, first of all, thank God for this day, for this moment. I appreciate a lot. To share a little bit about myself again and to discipline and shout out to my husband that is watching me there, baby. I hope I make you proud with my advertisement.
Dump him.
Damn it.
He
I
got
love
one
the
say dump
shirt. I
her.
love the shirt.
I think that
Yeah,
one
yeah.
says dump her.
Thank you so much, everybody who is watching here. For support the page, support me, support the space. Go follow the channel, please. Go follow my social media. Thank you to everybody for being here.
Yes, folks. Her social media links in the description of this live. If you want to follow her, support her, reach out, genuine interest. If you are a sponsor, if you're just a fan, these fighters need your support. It's a tough